In part 2 of our visit to Prince William Sound, we covered the northwest orbit, which was explored by the Harriman expedition of 1899. This is the Harriman Glacier at the head of Harriman Fjord. From here we head up College Fjord, named by the Harriman expedition. Rainfall in Prince William Sound averages 200 inches per year, which, along with melting snow, feeds waterfalls too numerous to count. In College Fjord, a succession of glaciers on either hand are named after men's and women's colleges. At its head, the fjord divides with Harvard to the left and Yale to the right. From her vantage point on the anchor platform, Christine watches Venture's bow nudge aside rafts of floating ice. Realizing it will take several hours to reach either of the glacier faces, we decide to retrace our course. Many of the ice floes carry debris from the glaciers, and Steve works enthusiastically, saving souvenirs from a watery grave.
Oh my God.
We don't want that though, do we?
Oh, why not?
This supersized sample now resides in Southern California as a memento of native rock gouged from the mountains centuries ago by the raw force of nature. The watery sun tries to break through the overcast. Seals watch us warily from their haulouts on the ice floes. While the drama of glaciers draws us like a magnet, the majority of the sound is a rich green. Here in Hobo Bay we go ashore to hike to the site of an abandoned gold mine. Walking is surprisingly hard. Gentle meadows are not what they seem, and ponds and swamps abound. Steve loses his soul. In fact, he loses them both as they are sucked from his boots by the boggy muskeg. Hidden among the tangled vegetation are wildflowers, like this aptly named shooting star. Unable to locate the mine and plagued by insects, bushwhacking back the way we have come lacks appeal. We are relieved to be able to reach Chris aboard Venture to pick us up in the big tender from this beach. We find this cave with the tide at just the right height to allow us to enter. Entering Granite Bay, we see there is no mystery how it earned its name. Using the power davit, Chris and Kaylin soon have the large tender in the water. Venture carries 2 tenders, including the small one, which can be dragged up the beach. We are just south of the epicenter of the 1964 earthquake, which devastated all 3 towns and 1 native village within the sound. We head south to Blackstone, and on our way pass beneath immense mountain ranges. At Blackstone Glacier, flocks of kittiwakes nest in every crevice. Powerful falls are fed by meltwater from a hanging glacier nicknamed Death Trap. Out of sight from the base of the cliffs, ice carved from its face can fall unimpeded and without warning on anyone unlucky enough to be below. Without a point of reference, it is impossible to judge the scale of our surroundings. It is not until we take the tender closer to the icy face that we can appreciate its immense height. We wait impatiently for calving, but none occurs, as evidenced by the lack of ice in the water. The hanging glacier with its potential for disaster can clearly be seen here. We move to adjacent Beloit Glacier, where meltwater from high above our heads plunges over a series of breathtaking falls. This is a photographer's paradise, especially under the wonderful weather we are lucky to enjoy. It is time for a brief return to civilization, this time to the town of Whittier. call at the fuel dock and take on the first fuel since leaving Juneau. The town began life as a military outpost in World War II. A rail spur tunnel through the mountain was built in 1943, but it was not until 2000 that a road, sharing the same tunnel as the railway, made it possible to drive the 60 miles to Anchorage. There was no space for us in the marina, so we moored at a floating breakwater, at which we can be seen through this picture-like window. Boats here are much smaller than in Cordova and Valdez, and most can be trailered. Their names accurately reflect the demands of their working status. Many miles of exploration still lie ahead in the southwest of Prince William Sound.